Hey Joey, real quickly just wanted to go over your website, check out the SEO, and see if there's any areas we could improve on to help you increase your ranking and kind of make a roadmap and plan of what you want to be doing, the next steps to increase your business. So first off, I wanted to say I really like this site. Your header is awesome. Like I watched that whole reel. Super cool stuff. It's not, when I did check the rankings, it doesn't look like you're indexed for very many keywords, so you might want to try to have more content on the website itself, more words in each page, in order to be indexed for more keywords. But it kind of depends on what you're going for and what your ultimate goal is, and where really, the one thing I'm kind of confused about is your service area. It's a pretty small location. You're only trying to rank for Bryan and College Station, and it looks like you already are ranking really, really well in this specific service area. So if you're trying to rank on Google for all the DJ related keywords in this area, then I feel like you've already met your goal. When I checked your rankings, this was for DJ near me. In College Station and Bryan, you're ranking in the top 3 pretty much everywhere. When you get a little further away, of course, it's a little lower. But you're doing pretty well. You have like the most reviews out of pretty much everyone. Oops. Let's see, you're ranked number 2. Let's see who's ranking above you. Downtown Event Services, ranking above you there. Yep, Downtown Event Services ranking above you there as well, even though they have less reviews than you. Let's see this one. Downtown Event Services, DJ Add-ons. Let's check this guy out. Downtown Event Services. He's ranking above you pretty consistently. So a lot of SEO is just reverse engineering what other people are doing better than you are. And so we'll check, what backlinks they have, what directories they have, if they have more photos, if they have more regular posting. Looks like they have 3 categories. So they have DJ service, photo booth, and wedding service. When I looked at yours, I think you only have 1 category. So maybe you want to think about adding those additional categories that they have. That might be one of the things that Google is looking for. Because you do service weddings, and you do, I don't know if you do a photo booth service, but it looked like you did lights. So adding some additional categories might help. Some other things, let's see what they're doing. Reviews. They actually don't even have G&B posts. I can't see all of it, but if they have products and services, that is another thing that can help a lot. I don't think you had your product and services set up either. So that's something else you could be doing. And then always continually uploading new photos and videos and doing the G&B posts, which it looked like you were doing. So good job on that. 2022 wedding special. It's nice. And you got pretty nice graphics too. So overall, you're already ranking really well, is what I was trying to say. Could be a little bit better, but not too bad. I think the only thing that you're really missing that I would try to improve is maybe adding product services, adding a few more categories, and then doing some off-page SEO, which is like getting your business listed in directories, and maybe press releases. Those could really boost your G&B from the 2nd and 3rd position to the 1st. For the website itself, it's not ranking very well. When I checked, there's some different ranking factors. One of them is the page speed load time. So you're a C currently. It's mostly because of the header, I think, because it's quite a bit of video to load. Enormous network payloads. So you could try to use like caching plugins like Cloudflare, WordPress Rocket. Those type of things can kind of compress and speed up your website. That's what I would recommend doing. You also don't have schema markup, which is like the back-end code that tells Google what your website is about. So I would suggest getting some local business schema written for your website and adding that. The other thing was directories. These catering services, it's not exactly the same, but this is White Sparks lists of directories, and I think a lot of these websites would be good for your business to be listed in as well. Wedding related ones and event related directories could help boost your website and G&B pretty well. So onto the website itself. So when I look up your competitors, since there's not very many competitors in your direct area, I'm curious, and I should have asked you before, what your real service area is and what your long-term goals are. Because if you're also trying to rank in Austin or in Houston in those higher competition, higher population areas where there's a lot more work, then you'd want to be doing a lot more SEO. And we'd want to compare you to the other competitors in this area. So if I look up the competitor who's ranking #1 in the GMB here, is this guy, austinbestdj.com. Nice site. They got a lot of content, a lot of pages, really long landing page. So I'm sure they're ranking really, really well. When I put their website into the same tool, which we looked at years earlier, you get estimated 13 organic traffic. These guys are getting almost 10,000 organic traffic, so they're doing really, really well. If we look at what keywords they're ranking for, they're ranking #5 for the national keyword DJ near me. That's really good, obviously. Let's look at all of them that have the word Texas, because those are the ones that we really care about, is the local keywords. DJ Austin, Texas gets searched 200 times a month. Oh, and the keyword difficulty, how competitive it is only a 3 out of 100. So that's actually really easy to rank for if you are targeting Austin, Texas. DJ's Austin, Texas gets searched 80 times a month. It's another really great keyword. Also not super high competitive. Austin, Texas wedding DJ. Yeah, so Austin would be a good market if you're looking at expanding. Another competitor that I looked up is wedding DJ in Houston, Texas, because that's also not too far from you. And you got this one that's ranking pretty well. They also have a decent amount of content, a nice form to fill out. I'd suggest adding one of those on your website as well. I didn't look super hard, but I didn't think I saw one. These guys are getting 133 organic traffic per month, which is good enough for a smaller business. And it looks like wedding DJ Houston, 60 a month. Wedding DJs in Houston, 100 a month. Yep, those are all pretty good keywords. These ones actually aren't ranking very well. They're only on the bottom of the first page. I probably could have found a better example website. But you get the idea. Essentially what you want to do is you want to find these keywords that have the location and your service in it, and put those specific keywords inside of the content of the website, especially in the headers, inside of the body a few times as well. And then after you have all of the on-page SEO set, all the keywords on the website, the page speed fixed, the schema markup fixed, the next thing you want to be doing is off-page SEO, where you're getting lots of backlinks from relevant websites. So if you look at some of your competitors and some of the other people in the industry, you can check what type of backlinks they have. The one type of backlink you care about the most is a do follow backlink from relevant domains. So domains and websites that are about DJs, music, events, weddings, birthdays, those types of websites. If you can get them to reference or link back to your website, then it tells Google what your business is about, and it tells Google that you're relevant to the industry, and so it will rank you higher than the other competitors in the same area. So there's lots of different ways to get backlinks. There's things called guest posts, directories, citations, press releases, PBNs, Web 2.0s, lots of different things. I'm not sure if you do the SEO yourself or if you hire someone for it. But essentially what I like to do, well, my favorite thing to do is I go to these competitors and then I try to copy the exact same backlinks that they're getting and point them to your website, because we already know that Google is ranking this website with these backlinks, so if we get them as well, then we'll also be ranking. But I also like to just combine all of the different types of backlinks to give you a good healthy mix, healthy link building profile. And that usually ranks the websites the fastest. This other stuff you can probably do on your own. Schema you can kind of Google and figure out, page speed with a little bit of tinkering. But off-page SEO, the backlink building, I'd suggest you outsource it either to someone like me or someone on other, social SEO hiring sites, because that can be really, really time consuming. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you end up wasting a lot of money on links that don't work. Anyways, let me know if you have other questions. If you had questions about like Facebook ads or Google ads or anything else, feel free to ask. I did notice that this competitor is also running Google ads, so I'm sure it is a viable option for your industry. It seems like DJs are a pretty profitable business, so as long as you know your profit margins and we understand the cost per click and the average conversion rate, on your website, hopefully it's around 10 to 20%, then we could potentially run Google Ads as well, depending on your advertising budget. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions after watching this. Happy to help you with anything.